Now that's what I'm talking about.
That is unreal. I thought the 500, the Katana 500, was massive when we used it last year.
And that's double the
This
length.
is bigger than me by quite a long shot. That is absolutely massive. That is ridiculous, isn't it? I could saw a tree in a different postcode. I'll start the build without a tea.
Well, thanks for clicking on the video. Today we're back in the woods. It's myself, Mike, and of course my dog Amber. We're here, we're making a new shelter. We're thinking about making something like a roundhouse. We might even thatch the roof, we're not too sure. So today's episode will be clearing. You know what, I've not been here in about 3 months. I know that's really bad. I spend a lot of time in the woods, not always in this woodland. I haven't been in 3 months, so it's a matter of just clearing the camp. We've just raked a few leaves away. We're now going to source all the resources that we need, all the materials, because what we want to do is, rather than have to walk every half an hour to get a new piece of wood for our construction, it'd be nice to have every piece of wood laid out so that it's ready to just put together like a game of Lego. So anyway, stay tuned, follow the build, and once again, hope you enjoy it. The first thing that we've been talking about, the first project, the first thing we want to build is a block. More like saw down a chopping block. So over there we've got lots of fallen trees, and the idea is to find a nice the biggest tree we can find, and cut down maybe that much of the tree to have a nice chopping block, because this chopping block is going to become very useful further down the line. Just mark it roughly there. So just so you're aware, this isn't a small branch or even a log. This is a whole fallen tree, and that's quite a diameter to cut through. Thankfully, we've got one of the silky saws and it's working really well. And there we are, we've done it. Look how clean this cut is. It's incredible how clean that is.
That is amazing, isn't it?
Lovely grain as well. Yeah. Now we have to work out how to get it from there to here. And ideally we want it quite near the fire so we can use it for preparing food and so on. But how are we going to get it from there to there? And there we are, our chopping board, well, our chopping block. So next time we come, we're going to just bury that into the ground, maybe, I don't know, 6 inches or so into the ground. It'll reduce a bit of the height, but it'll make it a bit more stable as well. But we'll do that next time. So now we've got the chopping block, it's now time to continue the plan, which is to try and gather as many resources as possible. So this clearing, this is where we're going to be building our round house. What we want are these upright vertical posts, and they will then act as our wall, which then will have a roof coming down onto, which will be suspended or supported by these uprights. So in the meantime, we need uprights probably about chest height, because they're going to be buried about maybe a foot, maybe half a foot. And then after that, we're going to be sourcing the long lengths for the roof.
It's not far off.
4 down, 10 to go. And there we are, 14. Whew. And for those that are worried about our safety, yes, we are using very dangerous hand tools here, and they're extremely, extremely sharp. But thanks to the good guys at traumasurvivalkits.com, they sent us a lovely first aid kit, so fingers crossed we won't have to use it. So if you're wondering what we're doing, you might actually recognise this. This is the sawhorse that we used when we were building the Viking house. We thought we would upcycle it, change the amber, we make a few changes to it and reuse it, turn it back into a sawhorse. Hey, you're a good girl, aren't you? The annoying thing about filming near a military base is the noise. Every time we're out here filming, all we hear are military planes and military helicopters, and it gets slightly irritating when you're trying to film. Anyway, on that note, while Mike is over there at the camp, he's repairing, well, he's actually fixing the sawhorse to make it a bit more stable. We'll need the sawhorse so that when we put our upright beams in the ground, before we do that, we're going to shave off all the bark and burn the ends. This is what we need for the roof, for the rafter. And if anyone's wondering, we haven't been cutting down these trees. This woodland is very dense, it's been thinned out quite a lot. So we're just making up, using resources that would otherwise be turned into firewood. So this is the sawhorse that Mike's just fixing. It just needed a little improvement. The legs replaced. Because it was round before, it's kind of like leveled it off, makes it easier to put the wood on and saw it down to the length that we need, and also shave the bark off the upright posts which will be going around the roundhouse. Yes, what do you think, Mike? That should make it a lot stronger.
This is going to be so much better than the one. I mean, the one at the Viking house did well. We sawed a lot of wood on it, but this is much easier. Going to be much more rigid once we've done this side.
Already?
Yeah.
It's a lot more stable, a lot stronger.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
And we still have the other side to do. So as you can see, Mike's doing a great job with his draw knife, peeling off all the bark, and that will reduce the rate at which it rots. What we'll then do is we'll stick the ends in the fire, we'll get them a bit charred up, a bit burnt, and that again, once again, it will reduce the amount of moisture that will be soaked into the wood when it's plugged into the ground. And I think we've done a great job with this sawhorse.
Do you know what? I was just thinking that it's so much more rigid, and it's not designed for bark peeling. It's
No.
not a shaving horse, and it's not a sort of bark peeling jig. It is just a sawhorse. So we're not really using it for the intended purpose, but
It's working
we're
really well.
adapting, and it's just, yeah, it's working ideal.
Flip this around. I'll tell you what, Mike, you're pretty good at this. You've done this before.
Just a few times now.
Oh, amber. Well, so far, everything is going to plan. Oh, oh, apart from that. Look at Amber's leg just hanging off. So it might not look like we've done much, well, building wise. We've just cleared our plot again, and yeah, this episode is just about collecting resources. That way, when it comes to building, we'll have all the materials we need, it's just putting them in the right place. Expect a bit more construction in episode 2. So I'm making 14 of these stakes. These are going to go in the ground. We're then going to use some rope, which we've got over there in the wigwam. We're going to stake these in the ground, and it's going to outline our shelter, the roundhouse. Pegs done. And if you've watched up until now, thank you very much, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.